Hey, hey, hey. Time for another Out of This World story from rSpace. Divorce isn't such a tragedy. A tragedy is teaching your children the wrong things about love. Today on rSpace, our OP steps up to the plate and teaches his daughter what true love really means. My 33 male wife, 32 female, said her ex's name while we were having sex. My wife and I have been married for 4 years and we have a 2-year-old. We dated on and off for 3 years before getting married. Last night, she says her ex's name while we were having sex. She gave me some weird excuse as to why. She said it's a common name. It is a very common name. I must have heard it recently. I was going to start a big argument with her at that time. It has since gotten me worried about why she did that. For some background, this was a guy she was with for a couple of years before I met her. They met in college and were serious for some time. They had broken up when I met her and decided they were better as friends. They were friends for years before they dated. We started dating, but he remained in the picture. He was her best friend, first and foremost, and I grudgingly went along with it for her. Several months passed, and I put my foot down saying it's too uncomfortable for me. There was some resistance, but she steps back from him. Every time we broke up, she was with him. We finally reconciled and got engaged. He apparently didn't know this and stops talking to her. She was devastated, which should have been a red flag. We talked about it, and she was happy to have chosen me. Now, after this has happened, I'm tempted to see if she's gotten back in contact with him again. I know she's checked in on his social media because I saw the searches on the laptop. She doesn't know I know that. I don't think she'd cheat, but this guy was always different for her. Do I just confront her? Do I start going through her phone? Or am I being paranoid? Eek, OP. This is a huge red flag. I don't think you're being paranoid at all. I would definitely confront her and hopefully she would tell you the truth. I would say something like, I'd rather find out from you than find out for myself. Would you have asked or gone through her phone? Let us know your thoughts. But now, let's see how it plays out. Update. Thank you everyone for your help and advice. I did my investigating before talking to her. I went through his social media first, but nothing explicitly saying anything was going on. There were a few mentions of his love and some comments, but that could mean anything. I did look at the phone bill, and there looks to be calls with him pretty regularly. On to hers. I was able to get on her phone when she was asleep. She must have forgot I knew the code. Nothing in texts and no weird calls, so she deleted them. I did find some apps she tried to keep hidden, like Snapchat and Kik. Sure enough, there's their conversations. And pictures. I took pictures of it all on my phone to have as proof. She exploded when we had a conversation and left with our child to her mother's. I contacted a lawyer and am in the process of a divorce and figuring out custody. I'm heartbroken and I'm more angry than anything else. I'm angry at her, but I'm also angry at myself for dismissing so many red flags. ETA, the conversations I found were confirming they were having an affair. The pictures were ones they were exchanging, including nudes. Honestly, OP, you shouldn't be angry at yourself at all. You did nothing wrong here. You trusted her to be faithful to you and she wasn't. This is on her. She chose to make the choices that she did. When things like this happen, we really trust our significant others to treat us with respect and not cheat on us. It's easy to be angry at ourselves for putting ourselves out there and trusting someone, but the reality is, it's our significant other's responsibility to follow through with loving us and respecting us enough to not betray our trust. Update. She's already moved on, even from our child? Some time has passed, but I'm just as hurt and angry as day one. The day I found that my wife was cheating on me with her best friend, who is a guy. My priority remains to be my 2-year-old child. I initially said he could not be anywhere near my child. I have since had to relent because of my lawyer's direction. When I kicked her out of our home, she went to him. She has since moved in with him. I still have to figure out co-parenting with her. For the record, I have my child most of the time. My soon-to-be ex has been okay with that. It bothers me, but I'm also relieved. Shouldn't she want to be with her child? I don't know if she's too busy with that new life or what, but I'm not going to rock that boat. I've cut out anyone trying to give me play-by-plays of her life. I blocked all her social media and been no contact. I'm still just as hurt. I feel like our relationship was a complete lie. She's already moved on. Does anyone have tips in navigating co-parenting? The co-parenting struggle is real. When parents are combative, even the smallest decision can take on a life of its own. Self-reflect. When you're happier individually, it's easier to co-parent with focus and intention. I know that's easier said than done right now. The trick right now might be to treat your relationship like a business contract. If you cannot agree on anything else, and the hurt makes it hard some days, at least agree on making all decisions child-centered. That doesn't sound like it'll be hard for you since you are such a good father and driven by your child's well-being. Leave OP some tips on co-parenting in the comments below. Update. Is this when I celebrate? Since my ex is in a hurry to have her life with her affair partner, we are now divorced. I've also gotten primary custody of our child. She didn't fight it at all. She didn't even seem to care. There is a schedule for her to have our child, but I won't hold my breath. I'm happy to be past this stage, but I'm so sad for my child, who is 2. I can only hope I can do enough that they don't recognize their mother ignoring them. I plan to keep her social media blocked. I will admit, I peeked recently, and it was all her and her affair partner. It's disgusting. I do hope that falls apart for her. I'm still angry about that part. I need to keep telling myself she isn't my problem anymore. My focus for now is my child and myself. Update. My selfish, narcissistic ex-wife strikes again. I feel like things have settled more. My child and I have gotten a good routine going. I only text my ex-wife in regards to our child. She allowed me to have primary custody, and even though I reached out to remind her, she's not seen our child. Therapy has been a godsend in helping me navigate it. Imagine my surprise when I receive a text from her over the weekend saying she will be stopping by. I thought, wow, she might actually use this weekend. Now, I hate she lives with her affair partner, but I'm not going to impede my child's time with her mother. She comes, and I'm expecting her to pick up our child. No, she's literally stopping by. The reason? She wanted to tell our child in person that she's having a baby and they will have a little brother or sister. I can't help but think she's thinking she's hurting me with this news. Anyways, she says she's busy and has to go. That's it. I was furious, but kept it together and let her leave without saying a thing. We went about our day, and I doubt I will hear from her much. It only hurts me because of how unfair this is to my child. I'm still waiting for that relationship to implode, which I hope is soon. Yikes. It almost sounds like she's doing it to spite your daughter as well. This is extremely unfortunate. Like she's totally throwing away anything that had to do with her old life. She's definitely running away from something, but eventually, they'll always catch up to someone. Update. Slowly finding peace. Feel free to read my profile for background. Basically, my now ex-wife left me and our child for her affair partner, with which she is expecting. Since that last disaster of a visit from her, she has had zero contact with our child. I'm not standing in the way, but she has no interest. It breaks my heart, but my child doesn't need a narcissist in their life. I have resolved to get out and enjoy nature more. I have some camping trips planned with my kid. I got all I need to take them hiking with me too. We have done some already, and it's been enjoyable. I'm still in the gym, and therapy has been a huge help. Thankfully, I can work from home. I don't try to keep up with her much, but I will hear things. She still lives with him, and they are engaged now. Rumor has it that he has been seen at the local bars more often complaining about the stress she's causing. One of my friends bartends and has heard him himself. I'm at a point where I don't care, but it feels good. Update. The affair partner of my narcissistic ex-wife contacted me. I've been away from Reddit mainly to focus on my life with my child. There's no real update on her interest in our child. I have not prevented anything, but she's yet to come around. Last I updated, she was expecting with her affair partner. I received a DM from this affair partner. She had their baby. This wasn't the reason for the DM though. He found she's cheating on him. Shocking, I know. This guy has the audacity to turn to me for advice. I haven't responded. I do recognize that his child and mine are half-siblings. I do not want to block anything in that respect. However, I am not interested in helping him out either. Things have been settled in my life. My child is happy, and I've been feeling better than I have in a long time. I do not want to get sucked back into her nonsense. Anyways, I wanted to update. I'm well and finding some peace. My heart breaks for you and your daughter, OP. You're absolutely right. Your daughter doesn't need a narcissist in your life. She doesn't deserve to have someone who's not interested in acting like a mother or a parent. Your daughter deserves someone who will love her unconditionally and wants to spend their time with her. She should honestly be the center of their world, not just something they can throw away so easily. I'm so sorry. And you absolutely do not have to respond to him. Frankly, you don't owe him anything. Tell us in the comments whether or not you would have responded to the affair partner. Update. The process of moving on from my ex-wife and giving my child everything. I know it has been some time since I have posted any update. Life has been busy, and still is for me. However, I hope others can read my previous posts and this and see there can be hope. It has been months since I have had any contact with my ex-wife. I honestly don't know what she's doing or where she is living. She could even be in a different state at this point. I do keep sending the reminders of when it is her turn to spend time with our toddler, but she hasn't responded to any of those in a long time. As for my life, I recently moved to a different city, but same state. I wanted somewhere further from her drama. I felt like where I was living had too many men she had been with, to put it bluntly. My child is doing great, and we have regularly been going camping along with zoo trips and other places. I have gone on a few dates, but nothing came of any. I don't think I was looking for anything serious, just to test out dating again. I don't know if I can say I'm past it all, but I can say I have zero feelings towards her. Moving on still feels ongoing for me. The community wanted to chime in. Belf17 had this to say. Might want to talk with a lawyer if she isn't involved in the kid's life, just to make sure she can't come back and force something. And might get your child support augmented as well. Good for you for moving on. Redundant Pundit adds on. OP, sue for abandonment of the child and document her lack of contact. That way, she cannot come back and demand 50-50 and wreck your poor child's life. Protect your child from her. Her behavior is terrible and she has misplaced priorities. Nothing good can come from her having contact with that child if she does not get her issues fixed. Only allow her contact if she can prove she is stable and sane. Good luck. Judy7679 had this to say. I'm so happy to hear things are going well for you and your son. He is lucky to have you and vice versa. I am sure it is inconceivable to me how a mom can leave her child. I wish you all the happiness in your future. I'm so beyond glad to hear that your child is doing well. It's nice to hear that you moved to another city and you're distancing yourself from her BS. I think that was a smart move. As for moving on, it will continue to be ongoing. It's going to continue to hurt, and it may always continue to hurt, but it'll hurt less and less. The important thing is that you are working on you and you're creating a beautiful life for you and your daughter. You both don't need to be surrounded by such toxicity, and your daughter will come to learn and appreciate this as she gets older. Thank you again for joining us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, please let us know what you thought of today's content. See you next time on rSpace.